Here we go. As one Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. Make your move Monday! Make your move Monday. Kickoff question, right into it. Today, we're talking not only today, but throughout the entire week. The theme is about environment. Environment. Did I mention environment? What's the environment? What is the environment all about? Before I get to the question, let me just tell you what inspires me, what inspires these daily Move Swiftly thoughts is my day-to-day, being one of the few, the only, the only male, one or two, but pretty much right, basically the only male teacher at a brand new startup school called the Center for Creative Education. So I'm always on the outside looking in, always having a perspective on certain things and giving certain thoughts. And, it initially feels like something that is an anchor and that's holding me back. But when I really think about the work that I do that really matters, that really comes from the heart, that really is going to take me to the next level, to the next phase of life, I can only be grateful for this season that I'm in regards to what I'm doing with CCE. Because just last week we took the kids to a garden, a botanical garden, Mounts Botanical Garden. That's not too far from here, right out here in West Palm Beach. And as I got the chance to sit in on a lecture, they're talking about certain plants and how the environment of Florida allows them to grow in a certain way. And it's like, here we go. Another theme for this week. So today's Make Your Move kickoff question is, what is the environment that allows you to grow the most? All right. Listen to me very carefully. Listen to the question very carefully. What is the environment that allows you to grow? I did not say what's the environment that allows you to feel comfortable. What's the environment that's going to make it so you're comfortable, so you don't get uncomfortable. So much bullshit I've had to hear about people who, especially in regards to me, about how I make them uncomfortable as if it's a bad thing. Uncomfort is the sign of growth. All right, you're not going to grow and not be uncomfortable. You have got to be uncomfortable. What is the environment that allows you to grow the most? And for those also, I'll be diving deeper into this in the live stream a little later. There's also an article that has been published or has been put out there as we speak that I'll be running through. I'll be walking you through that throughout the live stream, and then encouraging you to go read the article. Go subscribe to my Medium account as well. New articles come out daily. Also, new book going to be coming out in the next couple months here as we progress, as I'm personally progressing to a completely new phase of life that I'm not used to. I'm not used to having to share with a significant other and all that, and me. Last couple of years, my entire life, to be honest with you, has just been as one being his kind of solopreneur, doing his solopreneur ways and doing solopreneur things. It's a completely different world when you got a person to think about and figuring out how you two are going to work together on certain ideas. It's better. I'm not going to sit up here and complain. It's better because you're creating something bigger than yourself. But ultimately, it is an adjustment. It is an adjustment. I'll just leave it at that. So as far as the question, what environment allows you to grow the most? My answer to this question is it's an environment full of rich white people. All right, that is the environment that allows me to grow the most. And I have to preference it by saying rich white people because that's what I had in high school. What I had in high school, so I walked into a situation, and again, I will be diving deeper into a lot of these stories as I sit down and kind of collect my thoughts. But I walked into a situation that was incredibly uncomfortable for me, having the name as one Crookshank, having parents that struggle and scrape by just to get me to the school to go and compete in the classroom and on the football field with players that had tons of options, generations and generations of cash coming in their system, to the point where they didn't really understand the perspective that I had, and being able to excel in that environment and not use that as an excuse, that is something that has carried me throughout my entire life, to the point where I don't even, when it comes to being around folks that have my skin tone or have a similar background, I don't even like being in that environment because there's no growth, to be honest with you, right? So when it comes to me, the environment that I grow the most is when I'm around rich white folks, particularly rich white men who got the dough, who got the cash, who got that on deck. The daddies did this and they took over their daddies' businesses, and now they're running it, and then they're well over six figures and just have it together financially. That's the environment which I grow the most, because that's where I've been kind of trained to prove myself, and that is the crew of people in which, my ideal clients are going to come from. And when it comes to my employee development workshops, the story that I've had to, the growth that I've had to have in my own life, again, that is the environment. Not to say I can't grow in other environments, but the question, again, the Make Your Move Kickoff question is, what is the environment in which allows you to grow the most? And when you start thinking about that, thinking about the environment that allows you to grow the most and grow the most and grow the most and grow the most, you're gonna get to the point where it's like, look, why even be around anybody else? Because those are the folks that are gonna allow you to be who you are, gonna allow you to get better and get better and get better every day. And when you get that feeling of getting better, gotta tell you, you're not gonna let it go. It's gonna feel that good. All right. So as far as today's Make Your Move Kickoff question, what is the environment that allows you to grow the most? Think about it. Think about how you want to stay away from comfort. You want to stay away from comfort and more so focus on what's going to make it so you grow the most. All right. All that being said, main website to check out to dive deeper into everything I'm doing, makeyourmove.com. That's makeyourmove.com. One-stop shop for your teamwork and your self-development needs. As one, Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker. Check it out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.